A few weeks ago, I made a video. I think that video was appropriate. Now, at the time, in hindsight, I was just talking about what I thought was the PR side of what Xbox was doing. A lot of the press, a lot of the talking heads, a lot of the media, their goal has always, in my mind anyways, been to somewhat just downplay what Xbox is doing. And to be very honest, they were very effective at doing it. Xbox had a PR nightmare. There was a whole article that was pulled out of thin air. Do y'all remember that the Activision acquisition of the Xbox acquisition of Activision had come to nothing? That Xbox had to come out and put out a public statement saying, yo, this is what we've seen financially. And they posted that stuff out. And the writer of that article, they disappeared into some hole that they crawled out of. Nib95 was also one of those who was propagating such trash. And I said in that time period that what Xbox needed to do to resolve this once and for all was to dump more games out. In fact, I specifically said that they needed to dump more games on PlayStation and continue to increase the release cadence if they could, especially in 2025. I remember there was a user, an Xbox fan, who called my take dumb. They said, VG, this is a dumb take. They've already started the bid to launch about 12 games on PlayStation this year. So what more do you want them to do? Well, apparently, it seems you don't realize that Xbox is fighting against a mirage that is very effective. But I'm glad that after I said that, we've started to see more and more in that, particular dimension. The news about this Oblivion thing has gone from rumor to also a possible, big leak of a shadow drop that now has a date. Now, some people are saying, well, they were going to shadow drop this, but, they've done a poor job in hiding it and blah, 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 blah. Let me ask you all a question. Do y'all really think if Xbox wanted to go ahead and hide this news, they couldn't do it? Do y'all really think that this is a leak? This is one of those manufactured and fomented leaks. When they acquired, Bethesda, did they tell you? Did you find out? Who found out? None of you found out. None of you found out. Such big news. It went under the radar. So if you think that this was like some kind of a accidental leak or whatever it is, I don't necessarily think you are paying attention to, what's going on. This leak has been designed to simply drive engagement and drive conversations about a popular game with its remake and remaster. Now, this is not to say that they probably didn't want to shadow drop it. I'm just skeptic that this leak happened at such a convenient time. And that's all. I'm just being a little skeptic, okay? It's not that I'm saying that people are wrong or whatever it is. I'm just saying that this just looks a little bit too convenient in my opinion. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's not get distracted with that. They're now putting a proposed possible date of April 21st. If my eyes are seeing correctly, that is in about 5 days. Now, if it doesn't drop, then it's a whole different conversation. However, if it does drop, what that does is that takes all of the wind out of the sails of the liars that have been fomenting trash for a long time. Add that with the third-party games, add that with all of the things that are going on, and I think Xbox has finally gone ahead to dunk on all of these detractors at the same time. You see, I told you that in Xbox's own, case, they've gone through a media frenzy that, has basically included lies and all of this stuff against the company. And in many cases, downplaying or overly harshly criticizing everything they do. Even when Game Pass was a thing, it's unsustainable. It's not good for the industry. Developers hate their lives, even though they voluntarily go to Game Pass and benefit from it. All of these things. And I was like, Xbox just needs to keep putting games out there. Games. That's the only thing that's going to stop all of this. Put more games. And believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, they put more games out there. And in this year that PlayStation is pretty much sitting in a waiting state, or in my opinion, getting ready to, deal with the next generation, Xbox has won. They've dominated because that's what a gaming company needs to do. They bring out games. All the other things, they're just all talk. You feel me? They're just all talk. When it comes down to it, after they've been talking nonsense, what we've seen is those people talking nonsense, and like I've said, they're a tiny minuscule of what the gamers actually have, are being represented by. If you were listening to the podcast, if you were reading the things on Twitter, you would have thought that this is actually the real deal. But in fact, a lot of these folk that we're talking, that we're doing all this, are a bunch of fugazis. Even those who said that they were pro Xbox, but then will come back around and say, well, Xbox needs to do this better. Xbox can't be taking their games over here. Now they've all fallen in line. And I told them, I said, guys, Xbox needs to take these games to PlayStation. Let's see how these PlayStation folk are going to do it. When they did Hi-Fi Rush, I said they need to bring more. Hi-Fi Rush is a niche game. Some people are like, well, Hi-Fi Rush, what was the outcome of that? And I said, guys, how many of you even on Xbox bought Hi-Fi Rush? You know what I mean? It's basically an Astrobot level, game for the demographics of those who play most. Plus, think about the what do I call them? The Fatal 15. That's what I'm going to start calling them right now. The Fatal 15. I'm going to call them that because these are the games that basically go ahead and fight with your game whenever it launches, right? But Xbox has got so many games. Xbox is now a coalition of 4 publishers, okay? So they got to be able to deal with, all that content. And, man, remasters and remakes and stuff like that, man, good stuff. So this is the Fatal 15. Now, Xbox owns a couple, but still. It's Call of Duty, Fortnite, GTA, Roblox, 2K25, Minecraft, Marvel Rivals. Has already joined the Fatal 15. Madden NFL, Rainbow Six Siege. This RoboCop is actually charting, and it's been 194. I guess it went on sale. It went on sale again. If you guys notice, I also have some gameplay here as well. And RoboCop, I got my copy on sale too on PC. I think it was a while back, right? Then you have college football, WWE, blah blah blah. This is the Fatal 15. You put it all together, you realize that, man, even in the face of the Fatal 15, these Xbox games are basically charting as the top pre-ordered games on PlayStation. All the lies vaporized. See, they're not talking anymore. They're all on hiatus. They're all on a break. The folk that were all mouthing off, they're sitting there in some cafe drinking coffee. Now, don't be fooled. They're lying in wait. They are lying in wait to come back and resume. I've been watching them. When Xbox has a cadence and is rolling into positivity, they shut up. The moment one small thing is a thing, they all jump out of the woodwork. At the same time, their PlayStation is over there raising the prices of consoles. They're raising the prices of their subscription service. And somewhere, somehow, these folk have been allowed to run amok and talk about, even Game Ranks. They did that one video. Oh, I blocked this fool that came out with the comments in that particular time. They said, Xbox is making, money, but, it's not really exclusive. That is the stupid sentiments that they've been throwing out there. Is just so funny to see that it's just all been a wash. So this Oblivion news, and to that Xbox fan that told me that my take was dumb, I have to ask you a question. Has it not been effective? Has this not been effective in silencing a lot of those critics and detractors? Has this not been effective in exposing them, in some cases, as liars and the twats that they are? So again, this is exactly how you pretty much shut the mouths of those detractors. It's by literally executing on such a level that they cannot even catch up with. This is a war tactic. Some people don't even really realize it. They don't even realize that this is actually like a war tactic where you pretty much overwhelm, your opposition. This is exactly what Xbox is doing. They're overwhelming their opposition. And they're sitting pretty, ready to go with more. Some people are looking, when they bring out Wolverine and stuff. Man, when they bring out Wolverine, you better wait for that barrage, man. Do you not think that their game's still cooking within Xbox? Sure. The Xbox let me look, man, Wolverine. Oh, man. But I got 4 games to deal with. That's exactly the attitude that the Xbox player is going to have with Game Pass. They're going to be like, oh, Wolverine. But man, I got to deal with this. Look at this thing. This is a behemoth of game content. Somebody will be like, well, you know, but it's not quality. When they say that, laugh and say, and show them this picture. Y'all, see, Xbox community, y'all need to frame this thing, man. Do not let this image just go. Like, you need to post this image as your profile picture on your social media, whatever. Let the PlayStation fans see that this talk about quality, Xbox is in it. Because they are over here, not just with their mouths, but with their wallets. Which is a bigger commitment, telling you that these so-called Xbox games, that they always fly quality, is something that they actually see. Man, I'm telling you, man, the gaming industry has shifted. I'm happy it shifted this direction. But I've been telling you guys that the market is going to force a lot of things to show up. And boy, are we seeing it. Comment section. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate you guys so much. Peace out.